Hi, I'm Karine Plantadi.
And I'm Sergey Gordeev.
Congratulations, you did it. You now have a spot at one of the Youth America Grand Prix 2017 semifinals.
And now that all those months of training, learning new choreography, and endless coaching sessions are behind you, you're probably wondering what's next.
Well, don't worry. We know, we're here to help. We totally get it. Participating in any competition can be a bit nerve-wracking. So let's go over a few logistics. That way you have one more less thing to worry about.
It just so happens that we're here at the Youth America Grand Prix semifinals in Osaka, Japan. So we decided to use this location as an example to show you how semifinals work in the US or anywhere in the world.
Once you arrive on location, the first step is registration. There will be one envelope per school.
Thank you.
So we recommend that a teacher or a representative for the school get the envelope for the school and distributes the material to each student. Thank you.
And of course, if you're an independent participant, there will be a separate envelope with your name on it.
Inside this envelope, there will be badges for the teachers and the schedule with the latest update. Please use this version of the schedule. And keep in mind, this is a live show, so there are some changes. It's a good idea to periodically check in with the registration table or with your friends that are competing, just to make sure there are no variation in the schedule.
Each age division is separated into several groups. We suggest that you register 1 or 2 hours before the open stage time for your group. This will help avoid unnecessary crowding at the registration table or in the dressing rooms.
Now, this is important. Each theater has its own rules as to when the theater doors open each morning. This information will be included in the timeline posted for each city in the YAGP website. Please check the timeline to see when theater and studio doors open. That way, you won't have to freeze outside.
The most important part is for you to let us know that you are here. You can either do it yourself, or you can let a parent or a teacher do that for you.
Now, we know there are some unpredictability situations, like a delayed flight, maybe even an accident, something on the road, traffic, something that causes you to be delayed for your performance. Please do not worry. We know that. All you have to do, get to the registration table as soon as you can, and we will fit you into the schedule.
This is also the time to make sure that the music that you have downloaded has been downloaded properly. If there are any issues at all with the music, please leave a backup copy of your music at the registration table. Once you're checked in, proceed to the dressing room. Or you can go directly to the dressing room while a parent or a teacher take care of your registration.
No parents are allowed backstage. The only exception is for pre-competitive dancers age 11 and under. They can be accompanied by one parent per dancer.
Teachers with badges can accompany their students, but please keep in mind that the less people there are backstage, the more space there is for participants. Please bring as little stuff as possible to the dressing rooms, only what you absolutely need.
The less stuff you have, the less chance you have to lose it. And there will be more space for all of you fabulous dancers.
We suggest that you leave your valuables with your parents or teachers. And if you have to bring them with you, do not leave them unattended. We remind you that Youth America Grand Prix is not responsible for lost or stolen items.
And now,
a special tribute to the dance bags in the dressing rooms. Now, that may not seem like a small pile, but multiply it by 200 and we have a problem. Think of dressing rooms like airplane aisles. You've got to keep them clear. Now, please do not bring those to the dressing room. If everybody does it, there will be no room for the dancers. Keep the bags that you do bring very compact. Only bring what you absolutely need for the performance. Stack your bags neatly against the wall, away from the entrance.
Now that we have the dressing room all organized, let's talk about backstage.
Open stage for your group is your time to check in backstage. When you check in, please give the stage manager your name, your competition number, the cues about how your piece begins. Music first,
Nice.
dancer first, entrance stage right or stage left, and so on. If you have any special performance or music cues, like a pause in the music, now would be a good time to tell the stage manager about it.
Open stage is your chance to test the stage and get familiar with the performance space. It is not the time to go through the entire performance.
Open stage is open to all the dancers scheduled to perform in the next group, so please be respectful and mindful of sharing the stage with your fellow dancers.
Oh, and a special note for the teacher. If you like to work with your student during open stage, we ask you that you please remain in the wings or very far out by the curtain, right? So we make a lot of space for the dancers.
For ensembles, when time permits, we try to give each group 1 minute on stage alone so you can plan out your blocking. When that's not possible, we just ask that all the ensembles work together and share the stage as best as possible.
And now, you're ready for the performance? The stage manager will tell you when to return backstage before you go on. Usually we suggest that you report backstage within 10 numbers of your performance.
A special note about the costumes. You can choose to wear them, or you can perform in a leotard or in a practice tutu. Basically, costumes will not affect the evaluation of your performance, so please do not worry and just enjoy dancing. That is the most important part of the experience.
Okay, so now all the nerve and the excitements are finally behind you. It's time for you to relax and show your friends, parents, and teacher just how beautiful you are. Time for the awards.
The award ceremony will be live streamed and available for viewing all over the globe, so be sure to dress nice and don't forget to smile. This is the one time during the competition when photos and videos are allowed and even encouraged.
All participants should report backstage half an hour before the start of the award ceremony. Double check the start time of the award ceremony. Remember, this is a live show, so schedule time may shift a little bit.
When you get backstage, you will find the name of each school taped to the wall in alphabetical order. Please line up with your schoolmates in a single file under the sign with your school's name.
After everyone lines up, school by school, the ceremony begins. It starts with a procession. When you hear the name of your school called, walk onto the stage together with everyone from your school, stand center stage, and bow.
This is your time to shine, so feel free to wave to your friends, blow a kiss to grandma, and I don't know, do a tour en l'air if you feel like it. And if you're the only dancer representing your school or are an independent participant, just come on out by yourself and own the stage.
Before you walk out on stage, please remember to pick up your certificate of participation. It may either be given to everyone backstage or it may be handed to you right as you walk out of the stage.
When you take a bow as a group, start in a single line, shoulder to shoulder.
We know it's one more piece of choreography to keep track of, but just remember, out now, we will look for everyone out there
in the audience. After you take a bow, in most cases you will proceed into the auditorium. However, some theaters are smaller than others, so to make space for parents and teachers, we will sometimes ask participants to remain on stage during the entire time of the awards ceremony.
So if that's the case, after you take a bow, walk back upstage to join the other participant.
After the awards procession, the MC will announce the awards. We usually start with pre-competitive age division, then ensembles and pas de deux, then contemporary and classical categories of the junior and senior age divisions.
First, we usually call the top 12 finalists in each category to come up to stage. Whether you're seated in the auditorium or standing in the back of the stage, when you hear your name call, come center stage as soon as possible and form a single line with the other top 12 finalists.
When we announce the top 12 ensembles, we just ask that the ensemble members stand up where they are and wave their hands where they are so we can acknowledge them.
Sometimes we have more than 100 dancers in a single category. In that case, we will first announce the top 24 finalists and then we will call the top 12 to come on stage.
If your name is called twice, for example, first in the contemporary category and then in the classical category, come on out both times.
If you are already on the stage, just step forward, bow with the 12-12 that are in front, and then go back to your original position.
After the top 12 finalists are announced, we'll announce the winners. Don't be surprised if the MC asks you a question. I love talking to people on stage.
And I might just ask you to partner me.
This too is a part of your performance training. Whatever happens on stage, just make it look good.
So if you fall down, just make it look like you decided to do some floor work.
This season, we have an unprecedented number of dancers participating in YAGP. While we're very, very happy to accommodate everyone, this does create a situation where at some venues there will not be enough space in the auditorium to fit all the parents and teachers.
All right, so if that happens, tickets for the award ceremony may be limited to one guest per student. At some venue, we will be able to arrange additional video streaming in the lobby of the theater, and of course, there is always the option of watching the live stream on the YAGP website.
The masterclasses at each Youth America Grand Prix semifinal are a very important part of the Youth America Grand Prix experience, which we've designed to be educational and enriching for every participant regardless of their level of training or career goals.
Please use this opportunity to learn from the master teachers and from each other. Making new friends and inspiring each other is one of the most valuable experiences from the YAGP.
When entering the studios, please keep in mind that the less space is taken up by your stuff, the more space you have for yourself.
Do not bring any bag in the classroom. All you need are your point shoes for variation class, you need a bottle of water, some light warm-up clothes, and that's it.
That's all. You can leave the rest of your stuff in a specially assigned area, and the same rules apply as before. Zip up your bags, put them as far away from the entrance as possible, and tuck them neatly against the wall.
Also, don't leave any of your belongings in the middle of the hallway. That way, first, you won't lose them, and second of all, this won't be a fire hazard for everyone else.
There is no specific dress code for the master classes. You can wear a leotard of any color, you can choose to wear a skirt or go without one, and contemporary classes, for example, are taught barefoot, so you can wear whatever clothes makes you feel more comfortable.
What about hats?
No hats.
Oh.
You may be asked to switch from one class to another, and the only reason for that is your convenience. We're trying to spread the dancers evenly to give everyone as much dancing space as possible.
So this has nothing to do with your ability. If we ask you to switch class, we will still make sure that you have the same level class. But if you don't feel comfortable to change, just let us know and we'll change someone else.
We usually find the best facilities available in every city, and we want to come back. So do treat the studios and the facilities with respect and pick up after yourself.
Fire safety regulations requires that parents do not attend the workshop classes. This gives our participants a chance to focus on their work with the master teachers, and parents can enjoy a day to themselves.
Depending on the size of the venue, teachers may or may not be allowed to observe classes. If the studio size allows, the teachers with the badges are welcome to observe classes throughout the workshop.
Now, let's talk about the fifth position for a minute. I think we can all agree that this is one of the most delicious, most important ballet positions. So we saved it for last and the most important part of the YAGP experience.
One of the most valuable benefits of Youth America Grand Prix is a chance to receive individual feedback from some of the most esteemed professionals in the field. That is the purpose of the score sheets that every judge fills out after every performance.
So dance is a very subjective art, right? So don't be surprised if you see very different opinions from different judges. We specifically invite judges for all different backgrounds just for that, so you get new information that will be helpful for your training.
Your teacher or the director of your school can pick up the score sheets on the last day of the competition. We only release the scores to the teachers because they are best suited to help the students understand the judge's feedback. If for any reason the teacher is not able to pick up the score sheets, then we can scan them and email them to you.
Youth America Grand Prix is the world's largest ballet audition, and each season $500,000 worth of scholarship to the world's leading dance schools are awarded to talented young dancers.
Many of these scholarships are presented at the finals in New York City, but more and more schools are starting to present scholarships on the spot at the semifinals if they see somebody who they feel would be a great fit for their institution.
Oh, scholarship offers are based on mutual interest. And if a school is interested in a dancer and the dancer is interested in the school, this is a match.
Sometimes a school representative might approach you directly, or a staff member from YAGP might talk to you or your teacher about your plans and career goals. You may also hear an announcement asking you to come to the judges table, and if that happens, do not worry. It only means that they just want to find out more about you.
All right, so, and if that doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that nobody loves you or nobody is interested. It just means that they don't have a question for you right now, right?
Yeah. So look, that was a lot of information. We hope that it was useful to you in your planning for the Youth America Grand Prix semifinals.
Sorry, we forgot to say goodbye.
We look forward to seeing you in the season.